Hello, hello! Pizza Pax here, and we're back with Warhammer Regular Edition Commander Deck number 3. This is the Ruinous Powers, which is the blue, black, red one, made up mostly of Chaos Space Marines. I guess Chaos Astartes. I don't remember exactly what the forces of Chaos are called at this point. They have changed the name on me enough times that I'm not 100% sure anymore. The faction formerly known as Chaos Space Marines. How about that? Go with the Prince approach. All right. All right. As with the others, we've got four faction counters, and then 8 planeswalker counters, and 3 foil tokens. Here, got a themed double-sided life counter that goes up to 40. Got an insert and a fold-up deck box that is themed with a special faction theme and the colors of the deck. That goes together as such. It's a little skewed, but they tend to be at first anyway. Nice deck box. And this does have a different insert than the collector's edition. So you've got a little blurb on playing the deck, little thing about the primary commander, which is Abaddon the Despoiler, the secondary commander, which is Be'lakor the Dark Master, then a explanation of the color pie and why Chaos is aligned to blue, black, and red. And on the back, we have a slightly larger bio about Abaddon the Despoiler and Be'lakor the Dark Master. All right. So now that we've got those handled, let's move on to the deck. Now, the 2 commanders are foiled. They have a different foiling in this version than in the collector's version that we opened previously. It is traditional foil instead of surge foil. And then the rest of the deck is non-foil. So let's get into the Ruinous Powers. All right, first off, we have Abaddon the Despoiler, 2 blue, black, red, for 5/5 legendary creature, Astartes Warrior, with Trample and Mark of Chaos Ascendant. During your turn, spells you cast from your hand with mana value X or less have Cascade, where X is the total amount of life your opponents have lost this turn. Be'lakor, the Dark Master. Nice little foil view there. 3 blue, black, red for a 6/5 legendary creature, Demon Noble, with flying. Is a Prince of Chaos. When Be'lakor, the Dark Master, enters the battlefield, you draw X cards and lose X life, where X is the number of demons you control. Lord of Torment. Whenever another demon enters the battlefield under your control, deals damage equal to its power to any target. Heralds of Tzeentch. 4 and a blue for a 3/3 demon with flying and Cascade. Nurgle's Rot. For a black, you get an enchantment aura. Enchant creature an opponent controls. When enchanted creature dies, return Nurgle's Rot to its owner's hand, and you create a 1/3 black demon creature token named Plaguebearer of Nurgle. We have Blood Crusher of Khorne, 3 and a red for a 3/3 demon knight with Trample. Devastating charge. Other creatures you control have Trample. Chaos Terminator Lord. 3 in a red for a 3/3 Astartes Warrior. With Lord of Chaos, at the beginning of combat on your turn, another target creature you control gains double strike until end of turn. Herald of Slaanesh. 2 in a red for a 2/2 demon. Locust of Slaanesh. Demon spells you cast cost 2 less to cast. Other demons you control have haste. Noise Marine. 4 in red for a 3/2 Astartes Warrior with Cascade and Sonic Blaster. When it enters the battlefield, it deals damage equal to the number of spells you've cast this turn to any target. Seeker of Slaanesh. 3 in a red for a 3/3 demon with haste and Allure of Slaanesh. Each opponent must attack with at least one creature each combat if able. The Lost and the Damned. 1 blue-red for an enchantment. Whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control from anywhere other than your hand, or you cast a spell from anywhere other than your hand, create a 3/3 red spawn creature token. Vile Blight. I believe that's Mortorian there. But black instant. Target creature and all other creatures with the same name as that creature get -3/-3 until end of turn. Bituminous Blast. 3 black-red for an instant with Cascade. Deals 4 damage to target creature. Assault Suit. 4 mana artifact equipment. Equipped creature gets +2/+2, has haste, and can't attack you or planeswalkers you control, and can't be sacrificed. At the beginning of each opponent's upkeep, you may have that player gain control of equipped creature until end of turn. If you do, untap it. And then equip 3. Soul Ring. We all know what this does, but for 1 mana, you get an artifact that taps for 2 mana. Talisman of Creativity. 2 mana artifact, taps for colorless, and then taps for a blue or red and deals 1 damage to you. Talisman of Dominance. 2 mana artifact, taps for colorless, taps for a blue or black and deals 1 damage to you. Talisman of Indulgence. 2 mana artifact, taps for colorless, taps for a red or a black, and deals 1 damage to you. Worn Power Stone. 3 mana artifact, enters the battlefield tap, taps for 2 colorless. Baron Moor. Enters the battlefield tap, taps for a black, cycles for a black. Crumbling Necropolis. Enters the battlefield tap, taps for a blue, black, or red. Molten Slag Heap. Taps for a colorless. 1 and tap, put a storage counter on it. 1, remove X storage counters from it. Add X mana of any combination of black and or red. Temple of the False God. Taps for 2, activated only if you control 5 or more lands. Brainstorm. 1 mana instant, or blue for an instant. Draw 3 cards, then put 2 cards from your hand on top of your library in any order. Dark Ritual. For a black instant, add black to your mana pool. Deny Reality. 3 blue, black. Sorcery, Cascade. Return target permanent to its owner's hand. Commander's Sphere. 3 mana artifact, taps for your commander's color identity. You can sacrifice it to draw a card. Seems kind of fuzzy. There we go. Clean that up a bit. Wayfarer's Bauble. 1 mana artifact. 2, tap and sacrifice it. Search your library for a basic land, put it on the battlefield tap, then shuffle. Command Tower. Taps for your commander's color identity. Dismal Backwater. It's the blue-black gain land. Evolving Wilds. Tap and sack it. Search for a basic, put it into play tap, then shuffle. Lord of Change. 6 and a blue for a 6/6 demon with flying and ward 3. Architect of Deception. When it enters the battlefield, draw 3 cards. Blight Grenade. 4 and a black, sorcery, destroy target creature. All creatures get -3/-3 until end of turn. Great Unclean One. 4 and a black for a 4/5 demon with reverberating summons. At the beginning of your end step, each opponent loses 2 life. Then for each opponent who has less life than you, create a 1/3 black demon creature token named Plaguebearer of Nurgle. Mandate of Abaddon. 3 and a black sorcery. Destroy target creature you control. Destroy all creatures with power less than that creature's power. Mortarion. Demon Primarch. 5 and a black for a 5/6 legendary creature. Demon Primarch. Flying and Primarch of the Death Guard. At the beginning of your end step, you may pay X. If you do, create X 2/2 black Astartes Warrior creature tokens with menace. X can't be greater than the amount of life you lost this turn. Nurgle's Conscription. 4 and a black. Instant. Put target creature card from an opponent's graveyard onto the battlefield tapped under your control, then exile that player's graveyard. Plague Drone. 4 and a black for a 3/3 demon with flying. And Rotfly. If an opponent would gain life, that player loses that much life instead. Poxwalkers. 2 and a black for 3/1 zombie with Death Touch. And Curse of the Walking Pox. Whenever you cast a spell from anywhere other than your hand, return Poxwalkers from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped. Sloppity Bile Piper. 3 and a black for 3/3 demon. Jolly Gut Pipes. 2 tap, sacrifice a creature. The next creature spell you cast this turn has Cascade. Tallymen of Nurgle. 2 and a black for 2/3 Astartes Warrior with lifelink. And 7-fold Chant. At the beginning of your end step, if a creature died this turn, you draw a card and lose 1 life. If 7 or more creatures died this turn, instead you draw 7 cards and lose 7 life. Venom Crawler. 3 and a black for 2/2 artifact creature demon with lifelink and Devourer of Souls. Whenever another creature dies, put a +1/+1 counter on Venom Crawler. Aspiring Champion. 3 and a red for 3/3 Astartes Warrior with Menace. And Ruinous Ascension. When it deals combat damage to a player, sacrifice it. If you do, reveal cards from the top of your library until you reveal a creature card. Put that card onto the battlefield, then shuffle the rest into your library. If that creature is a demon, it deals damage equal to its power to each opponent. Bloodthirster. 5 and a red for a 6/6 demon with flying and trample. When it deals combat damage to a player, untap it. After this combat phase, there's an additional combat phase. Bloodthirster can't attack a player it has already attacked this turn. Dark Apostle. 3 and a red for 3/3 Astartes Warlock. Gift of Chaos. 3 and tap. The next non-creature spell you cast this turn has Cascade. Keeper of Secrets. 5 and a red for a 6/4 demon with First Strike and Haste. And Symphony of Pain. Whenever you cast a spell from anywhere other than your hand, it deals damage equal to that spell's mana value to target opponent. Karn the Betrayer. 3 and a red for a 5/1 legendary creature. Astartes Berserker. With Berserker, it attacks or blocks each combat if able. Sigil of Corruption. When you lose control of Karn the Betrayer, draw 2 cards. And the Betrayer, if damage would be dealt to Karn the Betrayer, prevent that damage, and an opponent of your choice gains control of it. Knight Rampager. 4 and a red for a 6/5 artifact creature knight with trample. Frenzied Rampage. At the beginning of combat on your turn, choose an opponent at random. Knight Rampager attacks that player this combat if able. When Knight Rampager dies, it deals 4 damage to target opponent chosen at random. Let the Galaxy Burn. X 5 and a red for a sorcery with Cascade. Let the Galaxy Burn deals X plus 2 damage to each creature that didn't enter the battlefield this turn. Blood for the Blood God. Skulls for the Skull Throne. 8 black red instant. Cost 1 less for each creature that died this turn. Discard your hand, then draw 8 cards. Blood for the Blood God deals 8 damage to each opponent. Exile Blood for the Blood God. Chaos Defiler. 3 black red for 5/4 artifact creature demon construct with trample. And Battle Cannon. When it enters the battlefield or dies, for each opponent, choose a non-land permanent that player controls. Destroy one of them chosen at random. Chaos Mutation. 3 blue-red. Instant. Exile any number of target creatures controlled by different players. For each creature exiled this way, its controller reveals cards from the top of their library until they reveal a creature card. Puts that card onto the battlefield, then puts the rest on the bottom of their library in a random order. Drachnian. 4 black-red legendary artifact equipment. Echo of the First Murder. When Drachnian enters the battlefield, exile up to 1 target creature. Demon Sword. Equipped creature has menace and gets +X/+0, where X is the exiled card's power. And then equip 2. Exalted Flamer of Tzeentch. 2 blue-red for 2/4 demon. Sorceress Inspiration. At the beginning of your upkeep, return an instant or sorcery card at random from your graveyard to your hand. Fire of Tzeentch. When you cast an instant or sorcery spell, Exalted Flamer of Tzeentch deals 1 damage to each opponent. Hellbrute. 3 black-red for a 5/4 artifact creature, Astartes Dreadnought with haste and Sarcophagus. You may cast Hellbrute from your graveyard by exiling another creature card from your graveyard in addition to paying its other costs. Horus Heresy. 3 blue, black-red for a 3-chapter saga. Chapter 1. For each opponent, gain control of up to 1 target non-legendary creature that player controls for as long as Horus Heresy remains on the battlefield. 2. Draw a card for each creature you control but don't own. And then 3. Starting with you, each player chooses a creature. Destroy each creature chosen this way. Okay. Lucius the Eternal. 3 black-red for a 5/3 legendary Astartes Warrior with haste, Armor of Shrieking Souls. When this dies, exile it and choose target creature an opponent controls. When that creature leaves the battlefield, return Lucius the Eternal from exile to the battlefield under its owner's control. Kill, Maim, Burn. 3 black-red, instant. Choose 1 or more. Destroy target artifact. Destroy target creature. Kill, Maim, Burn deals 3 damage to target player. Magnus the Red. 3 blue-red for a 4/5 legendary creature Demon Primarch with flying, unearthly power. Instant and sorcery spells you cast cost 1 less for each creature token you control. Blade of Magnus. Whenever Magnus the Red deals combat damage to a player, create a 3/3 red spawn creature token. Mutalith Vortex Beast. 4 blue-red for a 6/6 mutant beast with trample. Warp Vortex. When it enters the battlefield, flip a coin for each opponent you have. For each flip you win, draw a card. For each flip you lose, this deals 3 damage to that player. Ink Horror. 3 blue-red for 4/4 Demon Horror. Coruscating Flames. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, Pink Horror deals 2 damage to any target. Split. When Pink Horror dies, create 2 2/2 blue and red Demon Horror creature tokens named Blue Horror. With whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, this creature deals 1 damage to any target. The Ruinous Powers. 2 black-red enchantment. At the beginning of your upkeep, choose an opponent at random, exile the top card of that player's library. Until end of turn, you may play that card, and you may spend mana as though it were mana of any color to cast it. When you cast a spell this way, its owner loses life equal to its mana value. Zangor Shaman. 2 blue-red for a 3/3 mutant shaman with flying. Sorceress Elixir. Whenever it deals combat damage to a player, copy the next instant or sorcery spell you cast this turn. When you cast it, you may choose new targets for the copy. Fast and Flames. 3 in a red, sorcery. Each instant and sorcery in your graveyard gains flashback until end of turn. The flashback cost is equal to its mana cost. Flashback 4 in a red. Decree of Pain, 6 black, sorcery, destroy all creatures, they can't be regenerated, draw a card for each creature destroyed this way. Cycling, 3 black. When you cycle Decree of Pain, all creatures get -2/-2 until end of turn. Blasphemous Act, 8 and a red for a sorcery, costs 1 less for each creature on the battlefield, and it deals 13 damage to each creature. Chaos Warp, 2 and a red instant, the owner of target permanent shuffles it into their library, then reveals the top card of their library. If it's a permanent card, they put it onto the battlefield. Reverberate, copy target instant or sorcery spell. You may choose new targets for the copy. So red instant, sorry. War Storm Surge, 5 and a red enchantment. Whenever a creature enters the battlefield under your control, it deals damage equal to its power to any target. Chromatic Lantern, 3-mana artifact, lands you control, tap for any color, and this taps for any color. Exotic Orchard, taps for any color that your opponent's lands could tap for. Voting Ruins, when it enters the battlefield, reveals a swamp or mountain. If you don't, it enters tapped, taps for a black or a red. Sunken Hollow, it's a blue-black dual. It's actually an island swamp, so it can be tutored for with like fetches. It enters the battlefield tapped unless you control 2 or more basic lands. We've got Forgotten Cave. Enters the battlefield tapped, taps for a red, cycles for a red. Path of Ancestry. Enters tapped, taps for your commander's color identity. When it's spent to cast a creature spell that shares a creature type with your commander, scry 1. Swiftwater Cliffs, it's the blue-red gain land. Terramorphic Expanse is just a clone of Evolving Wilds. Then we've got our basics. We got Mountain. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 mountains. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 swamps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 islands. Then we've got our special face commander. Etched foil, that's the extra thick one. We've got some tokens. We have 6 Plague Bearers of Nurgle. We've got 4 spawns. And then on the backs, we have 2 blue horrors. And then we've got 6 Astartes warriors that are 2/2 menace. And then 2 more spawns. Very nice. Well, thank you for joining me on this adventure to the grim dark future. As always, don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff for the algorithm. It really helps us out, and it's the best way to support us in a non-monetary fashion. If you would like to also support us in a monetary fashion, we do have a Patreon. It's linked on the About page, but don't feel obligated or anything. I do this regardless, so yeah. But until next time, stay awesome, and we'll see you in the next one. Thanks. Bye.